Pilates Body by Kayla Queens. Welcome to day 4 of your 10-day beginner Pilates core and ab challenge. I am so excited about today's workout because we are going to be leveling up days 1 through 3. Today is all about building our ab muscles and finding our core endurance. Now we are also going to be awakening our oblique muscles, those internal and external obliques, to create that natural corset-like waistline we all desire. Now, if you are not part of our challenge guide and getting our challenge calendar, I highly encourage you to head over to PilatesBodyByKayla.com, sign up for that free challenge course guide, and download your free calendar. Hang that bad boy up on your refrigerator for the best desired results throughout these next 10 days and to just hold yourself accountable here. We have only 10 to 15 minutes together every day, and you can cross out those workouts if you've got that calendar hung up on your fridge, as well as following the course guide. You'll hit those green check marks and you'll work through these 10 days together. Let's get to the workout. As we talked about in day 1, make sure that you've got your head support as you begin to lie down onto your back. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. And when I don't, I have to work a little bit harder on aligning the neck properly. Let's go ahead and let our arms relax down at our side as we begin with our breath work. Again, remember, Pilates breathing is all about working in this 360-dimensional pattern. So you want to breathe through the side, the ribs, and the back line of the body, keeping those lower tummy muscles scooping. Big breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Feel the ribs drawing together and the belly button zipping up. Make sure you're exhaling completely. Relaxing your shoulders. Lifting and zipping those lower tummy muscles one more time. Let's inhale our arms above our chest for rib cage arms. As you exhale, you're going to lengthen your arms back behind your ears. Now again, I said lengthen, not reaching to the floor. Really stretch long and pay attention to your rib cage. We don't want to be popping like this. We want to really draw down into the mat. Inhale, those arms float back above the chest. Exhale, really reaching the arms back and feeling the ribs come together. Now in this next one, we are going to add our curl up, our chest lift. Exhale, those arms go back. Inhale, the arms come up. Now exhale, curl up and do that little chest lift. Now again, be mindful of where your head is positioned. It's not here, chin at chest. Avoid that aggressive double chin and think lank, like neck, like a giraffe. Roll it back. Inhale the arms. Back up above the chest. Now exhale, stretch back into that rib cage arm. Inhale above the chest. Exhale, reach the arms long to your sides. Curl up, lift from the chest and core, not the neck. And then slowly melt it back. Inhale, arms up one more time here. Exhale, rib cage arms. Draw the ribs down and together. Inhale, the arms come back up. Exhale, curl and lift. Inhale, we're going to bring it down. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Arms are at your sides, moving into double knee fold. I'm going to lift my heels and pull the toes in like a kickstand. Strong core, wrap up through the midsection, and then exhale, pull both knees up to tabletop. Well, notice I'm not going all the way into my chest and curling the tail out. Just at tabletop, I've got 90-degree bend at the knees, 90-degree bend at the hips. Now keeping that energy in the middle, tap the toes. It's a tap. Exhale, pull them back up. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, pull them back up. Now it's a little more challenging if you draw the legs together. So that's a progression. 3 more. 2, and if you're starting to feel those hip flexors, try keeping those knees apart. Now let's add the rib cage arms with it. So you're gonna inhale as you tap and reach back, and then exhale, bring it in. Hands above shoulders, knees above hips. 2 more like that, and then we are gonna work right into our chest lift, our curl up. Last one. Now adding the curl up here for 3. Open and reach away. Exhale, curl, and add that chest lift. Inhale, tap down. You stay fully connected. It's not a release. Exhale, bring it right back up. Oh my gosh, I'm already shaking, you guys. We're gonna hold this one at the top here, pull those legs together. We're progressing into our 100. Start to pump those arms, starting to build that abdominal endurance I talked about. Now you can stay right here with the knees at tabletop, or maybe you progress straight legs up towards the sky. If you're starting to feel your neck, head can go down. You keep pumping those arms, and then bring it back up when you're ready, but also being mindful of that neck positioning. It's not an aggressive tuck. Long draft like necks here. Make sure you're breathing that 5 count in through the nose and out. Let's go 2 more breaths here. Pull the knees to your chest, roll the head down. Feet go flat on the mat, finding our pelvic stabilization in our knee spreads here. We want to keep the small of the back drawing into the mat so we're not arching off, keeping the ribs down, keeping that washboard-like center. Open the knees. You're going to feel your glutes turn on, pressing the soles of the feet slightly together. Now we don't want to let those legs take over and arch again. So really feel the connection. So the knees might pop up a little bit more like a butterfly, wings opening. Now pull back together and squeeze those inner thighs. Opening on the inhale, lightly press the heels together, and exhale, drawing back in. Now let's start to take our hands behind our head, open and close. So that's going to add a little bit more challenge of that rib connection. Open, exhale, close. Now let's add the curl up with this. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl and find that chest lift. Inhale, lower back. Exhale, curl and find that chest lift. We're gonna go one more time and we're gonna hold it at the top. Again, like I said, we're leveling up today. Now those arms are gonna reach long, finding our oblique. We're gonna come into a little side squeeze. Think fingertips reaching to the right heel. Watch your hips and pelvis, so they shouldn't be twisting and rotating. Level, check your waistband, back to center. It should stay nice and straight across the body to the left, back to center. Now don't drop back when you're doing this side squeeze. Lift the chest from those upper abdominals, staying into that curl. Squeeze those knees. That's gonna help that pelvic stabilization. And oh my gosh, my abs are already on fire. Like I said, we are building endurance. We are building the definition of those ab muscles. Bring it over to the right and center. Exhale, left and center and lower back. Oh, baby. All right, let's come up to our seat here. This is our seated C-curve position. Arms are going to be reaching. A C-curve is so important in Pilates. It's not moving from the pelvis here. We are starting working a capital letter C shape from our spine. And again, it's that rib scooping connection from our abdominals. So right now as you're up against an imaginary wall behind you, you're stacked, shoulders over sits and hip bones. Now those shoulders stay over the sits bones. As you exhale, you pull your ribs and your belly button in. You tuck the tail slightly under, but notice, again, it's not a lean back. It's a C curve, and it comes by making that belly button disappear. Inhale, rolling back up to flat back. Exhale, pull the belly button in and up, and then inhale. Now we shouldn't be gripping in our hip flexors, so be mindful of that. It's a lower core lift, not a crank into our hips. Inhale, coming up, flat back. 2 more of those. Exhale, find that C curve. This really helps elongate and open the back. It actually feels really good. The more we engage the lower abs, the more we lengthen and open the lower back. Now let's hold it here. Now let's take it back to our tailbone and sacrum. The lower you go, the harder it is. Again, we don't want to be gripping in the hip flexor. So if you start to feel that, lift up a little bit. Now we're going to do a little side squeeze to the right like we just did. Recline, watch your knees. Make sure that they are not swaying. They stay nice and level. Back to center. Exhale to the left. Really just trying to reach out of the shoulder and oblique versus coming up with it. So you're staying in that levered position. Exhale, reach. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, reach. Center. Exhale, reach and squeeze. Feeling that lift and reach in those obliques. So sometimes taking the hand down and really feeling those touch points can help trigger the mind to activate those muscles. One more each side. And last one on your left. Hold here. You can grab the backs of your legs. You're gonna slowly inch your way back down, control it versus just flopping back. Pull your knees back up to tabletop. Arms are reaching back up above the chest. We're gonna do our first set of dead bugs of the challenge. Deep breath in. You've got that strong connection to your center line. Right arm goes back, left leg is going long. So the lower you go with the arm and the leg, if you start to go too low and you're arching off, pull it up. So it's not about big range of motions. It's about holding that energy in center. Exhale, push opposite arm, opposite leg away from your middle. Back to center. Oh my gosh, I am shaking. So again, this is all that transverse abdominal connection. I am on fire here. We've got one more each side. Exhale. Create that tremor of truth. Oh my gosh, yes, you got it. Back to center. We hug your knees to your chest. Moving into our Ab 5 series here, we are gonna really work on a progression of this. By the end of this challenge, our goal is to do this whole sequence without any rest. So begin to pull your right knee to your chest. Your left foot is gonna be down on the mat. We really wanna work on our alignment here. So your outside hand, your right hand goes to your right ankle and your left hand is on your knee. Let's come into our chest lift here, feeling the abdominals in that flexion position. You're gonna squeeze your knee to your chest, and then you're going to switch legs. When you switch your legs, remember you switch your hands, and that's intentional so that we're not doing this. We want knee in line with nose, heel in line with sits bones. Now switching legs. Switch. Not only are you pulling in to the hip flexor, finding mobility there, but you're pulling up deeper into that chest lift. Now you can stay right here, or maybe you go to a leg extension up for a little extra challenge. Now again, just like we talked about in our dead bug, the lower you go, the more challenge, the more load you're adding to your core. So if you are a very beginner, I would say feet down or legs up straight. If you're newly postpartum, same thing. We don't want to over increase the pressure into the abdominal wall. Let's take both knees in and head goes down. Release it back here. Now extend the arms and legs straight up. As we go up, we want to draw in with the tummy muscles. And hug. Exhale. And hug. Let's do that again. And hug. Now progression is to lift up. Curl, chest lift, exhale. And hug. Exhale. And hug. One more here. And hug. If your head's lifted, release it down. Rest your left foot down on the mat again. Let's move into our scissor pull. So right leg is extended long now. Just like our single leg stretch, we're gonna pull in, get that length in the hamstring. Holy moly, am I tight? That feels so good. And then you're going to switch. Hand grip doesn't matter. Just reaching up higher versus pulling on the back of the knee. Coming into that pull, go ahead and switch. Come into that pull, oh my goodness, and switch. That stretch feels amazing. Those tummy muscles are igniting. Now again, staying here with the head down or coming into that chest lift. Remember, giraffe-like necks. Okay, so progression. Legs go up, straight, and you scissor pull here. Again, lower adds more load. Let's do another 3, 2, and 1. Now both legs are gonna go straight up to the ceiling for our double leg lower next. Head is down. Slip your hands underneath your bottom like you're slipping them into your back pocket for support. We wanna keep those legs squeezing together. Feel your lower tummy muscles ignite by drawing the small of the back to the mat and begin to slowly lower your legs. Now your hands are gonna offer you a little bit of support so you find a little bit more range of motion and levering those legs. But again, if you start to drop all of your weight into your hands and your thumbs, we've lost that transverse abdominis connection, that deep inner core connection. So we wanna make sure that we're not lowering too low. That's the biggest mistake people make in ab work, is increasing their range of motion and not having that deep connection to the core. Now, if you're like me and you have a deep curve in your lumbar spine, your lower back, your range of motion is probably gonna be fairly small. So you can see I can't go very low, otherwise my back is gonna come off the mat. So find your depth and your range of motion and pull it back up with control. We've got one more here. and exhale, lift to the top. We're almost there. Hang with me, 2 more exercises. Tabletop legs, let's return our hands back behind our head. And we're finding our obliques here on these last 2 movements. Deep breath in. Let's come into our chest lift here. We are coming into a cross rotation. Think opposite shoulder, opposite knee, like you're making an X. Do not let those knees sway side to side. Do not let them come apart. Crossing over, think left shoulder, right knee. Make sure that armpit is not relaxed back here. We want to hold that lift again. It's that curl up, back to center. Inhale, cross, right shoulder, left knee. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lift up and over. It looks like I'm hardly moving because I am hardly moving, but I am shaking. 1 more each side. Lift, come across. Make that lift across from those internal obliques. Back to center on the inhale. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Rock to your side. So you're going to come up into our side lying hip lift here. Elbow is coming right underneath your shoulder. Your top hand is either on your hip, a little bit more progressive if you're behind the head here. Beginner is hand on the floor. So I'll work through those 3 variations with you. Ankles, knees, hips stay stacked. You're going to push down and lift up from your bottom oblique. Now, I like to also wrap the hand around the waistline there on the lift to really feel that bottom external oblique right between your bottom rib and your hip bone. You should be feeling that rise come from there. The shoulder is staying very active, so we're not dropping here. You're not going to get much lift unless you're really pushing down and into the mat. Variation 2 with the hand on the hip, lifting up, more intermediate there, exhaling to the top here. Option, hand behind your head, more advanced, or even reaching up towards the sky. So we've got options here for everybody. Let's go 3 and exhale 2. I'm really feeling it. Hold it at the top. Add a little pulse because that feels so good. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Let's change sides. Stick with me. This is it. This is our last exercise together here. Hand on hip, bottom rib, behind the head, or up. Exhale as we lift. Inhale, tap down. Now again, it's a tap down. It's not a rest. Stay connected. Stay connected and come right back up. Exhale, being really intentional about where you're lifting from. That is everything in Pilates. We slow things down. We be mindful of where we're working from, our body alignment, truly honoring where we're at, what our bodies can do, and how we move in our workouts carries us through our life. We move well, we feel well. We're here for 4. And 3, we've got those pulses coming in. 2, hold it at the top on 1 and lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Woo! Day 4. My queens, you did it. We are so close to being to that halfway point. Again, ladies, if you do not have the 10-day Beginner Pilates Core Ab Challenge to follow along with, clicking those check marks and following along with that free calendar, highly, highly recommend heading over to PilatesBodyByKayla.com, grab that free course guide and calendar. Don't forget to hit like on this video and make sure that you are subscribed so you are with us for tomorrow. I'll see you in day 5.